This is H Psychology for Paper 2, Section B, Biopsychology. Here's another question. Just in this case, it was just a 4-marker. Outline and evaluate one piece of research investigating localization of function. So I've done a separate essay question, so plenty of detail. This one's just picking out one piece of research. So let's see what we could do for this. So remember, this would be outline for 2 marks, evaluate for 2 marks, and it's only one piece of research. So be careful which one you pick. I would suggest that we use maybe Peterson, or you could use Finis-Gage. The only thing is I'm a little bit wary with Finis-Gage because it wasn't specifically investigating localization of function. So something like Peterson may be better, but I will run through Finis-Gage as well. Okay, so you guys need to just remind yourselves localization is the belief that certain functions originate in a specific area of the brain which suggests responsibility for certain physical and psychological functions. Another bit of detail is we also refer to this as the modular approach. Now this question doesn't need your definition, but it's a useful bit of revision for you. So what you would do is you go straight into a piece of research, e.g. Peterson. Peterson et al. Used brain scans to scan participants during a listening task and also a reading task, and found that Wernicke's area was activated in the listening task and Broca's area for the reading task. And what that suggests is different specific language functions for each area. So, and we could always put in, Broca's areas in the frontal lobe and Wernicke's area in the left. So this is left frontal, this is left temporal lobe. So we then need to evaluate. So what's good about brain scanning techniques is their objectivity and their, to varying degrees, their precision. Looking at active processes within the brain, so it tells us about active processing within the brain. However, this modular approach can sometimes ignore the plasticity of the brain and the brain's ability to make enormous recovery after some brain trauma, so e.g. clinical cases like Daniele. So we could use something like that, or as I say, we could use Finis-Gage. I know a lot of you like the Finis-Gage case study, so we would need to say it's a clinical case study, e.g. Finis-Gage, who had serious frontal lobe damage after his accident, his mining accident. And he went from being very calm, polite, to becoming very blasphemous and rude, and suggesting that the frontal lobe is responsible for personality and mood change. However, clinical cases are obviously a limited number of participants with very specific brain trauma, and without a larger sample to compare them with, we can't make any causal conclusions. So that would cover you really for one or the other would cover you for this particular question. As I say, see for more information about localization of function, have a look at the essay exam video on the whole essay of localization of function.